This is going on. My name is Louis, and God bless every single one of you. Today is July 27, 2024, and welcome to the Real GS News Channel. Alright guys, so we have some urgent information coming out. If you can, please share this video. And we have a big breaking news. It says here, Kamala Harris and the southern border crisis. We're going to get to this one. We also have more breaking news. New York City investigating extremely dangerous migrants that might be connected to Brooklyn shelter. All right. So we're going to see what's going on here, guys. And, I mean, what do you expect? All this? Joe administration, 3.5 years. She's also in charge of all this here. And just like that, I mean, 3.5 years, how many? 20 million? I mean, it's not Trump. Trump was not president. And you guys already know, 2021, when Biden inauguration, he stepped in and became president. The first thing he did was he stopped the construction of the southern border. And there is a penalty, by the way. When you stop a construction at the southern border, there's a penalty. I think it's $2.7 million a day. So add that up. 3.5 years, $2.7 million, which, by the way, it's American taxpayer that's paying for that penalty. So we're going to see what's going on here, guys. This is a very important breaking news. And this is basically happening right... Give me a second here. This is happening in our land. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here. We're going to start with Brooklyn. All right, we're going to start what's going on in Brooklyn and all that, and then we're going to head towards Kamala. So, again, before I start, guys, if you want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2. Holiday, Florida 34691. And again, for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the PayPal link in the description box. Brooklyn residents took to the streets this week after 2 men were fatally, well, you guys already know the rest of that, and another injured in separate event over the weekend. Now I'm skipping certain words because this platform is very strict when it comes to this story. Now, it says here to insist upon the closure of 47 Hall Street, a migrant shelter housing thousands near where the violence took place. There is simply no universe where you can cram 4,000. Wow. Oh, man. They are really jamming that place. You know who does that? North Korea. The prison. I seen a documentary of North Korea prison. They jam everybody in there. Same thing's going on here. There is simply no universe where you can cram 4,000 vulnerable people together safely. Resident Mr. Tim told Fox, "Do you believe us now? How many more lawlessness will it take?" New York Mayor Eric said the administration had gotten wind of a dangerous gang coming out of Venezuela and that it is possible connection to this situation was still under investigation. They're extremely dangerous. Well, I would have told you I'm Hispanic. I can't, again, I traveled to South America many times. But again, open the doors. Let them in. Let them in. They're angels. They're extremely, you know what? And a person who was connected to... Unbelievable. Connected to the RAPE in Queens appears to have been part of that gang. And the person who SHOT, the 2 police, appeared to be part of that gang. The mayor said. You know, I think I should run for president. I should run for president. I should run for president. We're dealing with lawlessness individuals that are not representative of the overwhelming number of people who are coming here as migrant asylum seekers. So We are currently investigating that event, he continued. At a press conference held by the mayor's office yesterday, it was revealed that the various shooting might be connected to a turf war between two gangs. Once again, the mayor team has responded to the potential threat by sending First Deputy Commissioner of the New York City Police Department to get an analyst of the gang. Unbelievable. The recent act of violence in communities neighboring the migrant shelter of 47 Hall Street and 29 Redson Street spurred residents into action to fight against the increased levels of crime. Wow. We are here today because there is an attempt to put our neighborhood back 30 years in time. Where there were some lawlessness going on, a lot of lawlessness. It used to be called Murder Avenue. I feel so bad for those in New York. I do. Man. According to Fox, law enforcement reported that Arturo Jose, I'm going to skip all that name, a man in his 30s, was SHOT, wow, in the head by a suspect before opening fire again on 29 Redson Street, a migrant shelter within walking distance from Hall Street. This individual, 21 years old, shelter resident, was out. A member of the local police told the NYP that the victims of this event were migrants. We are still investigating if this was connected to a gang. That is still unclear at this moment, but we are on top of it. We are not going to allow a gang to take a foothold here. Unbelievable. So who's responsible for all this? Da, 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 da. The VP and Joe. Yes. For the past 3.5 years, they left the door open. And so many came in. So it says here Mrs. Harris is the presumptive 2024 Democratic nominee for president, and one of the issues that has come up in the days since she was endorsed by Biden is her leadership dealing with the migrant at the southern border. But what is her role and what is her record? This is why you have Speaker Johnson out there at the southern border. March 2021 border orders. The migrants crossing at the southern border, which had been increasing in the last months of the Trump administration, skyrocketed after Biden entered office. Biden also rolled back a number of Trump-era initiatives and attempted to place a moratorium on deportation, with numbers rising quickly. Now, Biden told reporters that Harris will be put in charge of tackling root causes, issues like climate change, poverty, and violence the administration believed was driving migrants north. She was put in charge. But what happened? What happened, Harris? Why 20 million came in? Why is there so many crimes in New York? There's about 5 other major things she's handling, but I've asked her, the VP, today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle, and the countries that are going to need help, and stemming the movement of so many folks, stemming the migration to our southern border. It quickly led to Harris being dubbed by media outlets and Republicans as the border czar. The White House rejected that title, but it has stuck with her ever since and made her a figurehead, along with Department of Homeland Security. Don't call my name, Alejandro, for the crisis. All right. So they are in charge. It's their responsibility what's going on with all these numbers. I mean, is their duty. That's I mean, Alejandro, Kamala, Biden. I mean, that's 20 million came in. That, I mean, they need to answer that. June 2021, do not come. Isn't that Harris? Yeah, she said that. So after the assignments by Biden with numbers rocketing through subsequent months to record highs, Harris immediately came under pressure to visit the border, as the White House said her role was more diplomatic than related to the border directly. She instead went to Mexico and Guatemala and had a stem message for migrants that upset immigrant activists. Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our borders, she said. If you come to our border, you will be turned back. I'm sorry. So, yet, the migrants did continue to arrive, and the crisis only grew in the months ahead. Yeah. Do you send them back? June 2021. Okay, I read that part. I truly apologize. June 2021. I voted for you. An awkward moment took place during her trip to Mexico when she asked a reporter named Maria Fernanda to ask a question during a press conference, but it was actually an activist. Now it says here, I voted for you, she said. My question is, what will you say to these women, those mothers, and also women of color on both sides of the border, farmers, many of them who I see every day as a message of hope, but also as what will you do for them in the next coming years? June 2021, I haven't been to Europe. It says here, as the pressure rose for her to go to the United States southern border, Harris pushed back. You haven't been to the border, NBC Lester Holt told her. After she claimed she had been to the border, and I haven't been to Europe, Harris. Oh, man. Later that month, she went to the border in El Paso, Texas, where she received a briefing and toured a processing center while meeting with advocates and providers. Reporter of dissent within Kamala world. Amid the ongoing crisis, reports emerged that Harris was dissatisfied with her role in general, including the border assignment, and Politico reported that the border visit was a chaotic moment in an office dealing with diminished trust and low morale. In a book released in 2023, an author reported she left the assignment slide. She let the criticism guide her. Franklin Ford wrote, in The Last Politician, instead of diligently sticking to the Central America assignment. She seemed to accept the conventional wisdom about it. It was a futile gig, so she left. She let it fall to the side, missing an opportunity to grind her way to the meaningful achievement. September 2021, whipping narrative. Harris was more. Give me a second here. Harris was one of the members of the administration who fueled a sense debunked narrative about migrants being whipped by, I remember this, by BP agent in the Del Rio sector. Oh man, that was so sad. What a what a sad history for these two. What I saw depicted about those individuals on horseback treating human beings the way they were was horrible, Harris told reporters. And I fully support what is happening right now, which is a thorough investigation into exactly what is going on there. But human beings should never be treated that way. And I'm deeply troubled about it. And I'll also be talking to the Secretary Alejandro about it today. A subsequent investigation faulted the agent for minor infractions, but found the underlying claims migrants were whipped were not true. Unbelievable. That was, again, these two are an embarrassment. It's just sad. I remember that story, and my goodness, I mean, they would come out with all these lies. February 2022, more time needed. Harris would largely be unseen through the rest of 2021 and 2022 on the root causes strategy, although a private sector initiative to draw investment to tackle those root causes would continue. But she will not visit the border again. It says here, whoops, June 2022 Los Angeles Summit. In June 2022, she traveled to the summit of the Americas in Los Angeles and met with other leaders on how to handle the crisis. During that summit, she announced that $3.2 billion in commitments from private sector companies have been secured. She also doubled down on the root causes explanation for the crisis. First, I do believe people don't want to leave home. They don't want to leave their grandmother. They don't want to leave the place where they worship in the community that they are always known, she said. And so, when they do, it is usually for one of the two reasons. They are fleeing harm, or to stay means they simply cannot satisfy their basic needs or the needs of their family. But 2022 summer broke records for migrant counters, and those numbers would worsen in 2023. September 2022, we almost done with this one here, guys. Border is secure. With a record summer having passed, Harris came under fire for declaring the border was secure despite the ongoing crisis and mass releases into the interior. The border is secure, but we also have a broken immigration system. In particular, over the last 4 years before we came in, and it needs to be fixed. 2023, more records smashed. Man. Harris made few appearances in 2023 relating to the border crisis, although her private investment strategy continued to bring in additional commitments from companies. But the crisis did not stay out of the news, and 2023 broke new records for enormous amounts of migrants encounters and a number of chaotic scenes at the border. Fiscal year 2023 broke the record for encounters with over 2.4 million, while December had nearly 250,000 encounters in a single month. I'm just going to skip the rest of this here. But what's going on with this one? Would there be a debate between Vice President Harris and former Trump? Yes. Oh, give me a second here, guys. I give it 70. I was close. My prediction was 71%. America predicts 68%. So I was really close on that one. But again, this is where we at right now, guys. This is where we at. I just gave you a important breaking news information about what these migrants are doing here in our beloved home, New York, all over the place. And I just gave you a list of Kamala history of dealing with the border. It's just very bad history. It's like she really don't care. Leave the door open and just whatever, just put on whatever you want. New York or all these other areas. She needs to announce the situation that's going on in New York. She needs to visit New York. But it ain't gonna happen. She ain't gonna go to New York. It ain't gonna happen. I feel like she's gonna be just another Joe. She ain't gonna be taking questions. She is gonna grab a notepad and she's just gonna walk away, and that's it. And that's where we at right now, guys. So again, this is a big breaking news update. If you can, please share this video. Make sure you check out the videos I posted today. The links, actually the videos will be in this channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Once again, for those of you that want to give a life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path, and that's the path of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.